Howdy Space Rangers, Captain Phoenix here. Let me just get a few things out of the way. I know I did say that I originally wanted this video to come out in November, or at least this video was planned to come out in November for those who don't know. But I did make a video, I think about a few days ago, where I did say I don't think that would be possible. At least, well, obviously November's past, so it's not possible unless I know time travel. But no, that's not the case. As I mentioned in my video, my things got a bit complicated with my life, and so I've had to change the timetable for a few things, and I've obviously had to change the program and scheduling of my videos, meaning that the time I release my videos is gonna get a bit weird. But the good news is it's December, so I do have time. It's just videos would come out when I planned them to come out. So again, this was supposed to come out at the end of November, but that's no problem. We can get into this. So for those who don't know, today I am talking about Ninjago again. Oh, again? Are you serious? Shut up. This is my video, not yours. Alright, so this video I'm calling it Why Ninjago Season 7 Failed and How It Changed the Show. Change it for better or worse, that's up to you. As for up to me, I would like to think that Ninjago Season 7 is what the point is the point of where the show changed. But before I start, I think it's worth mentioning another thing that also happened a couple of weeks ago, and that is the sad passing away of Kirby Morrow. For those who don't know, Kirby Morrow is the voice of Cole, and he passed away a couple of weeks ago. I know I am a bit late to the party, but again, I didn't have time to upload this video then, so I hope I'm not too late to give my respects now. So respects to his family and all, and I just want to say Kirby was a great guy. He was an awesome voice actor, and yeah, I really do hope they give him a proper tribute in the future. So that's all I gotta say. Rest in peace, Kirby Morrow, you legend. And yeah, it's funny because I wrote the script to this video around the same time I received the news. So funny, not funny, depends on what you say about it. But regardless, let's get into it. This is why I think Ninjago Season 7 failed and how it changed the show. For the two people who don't watch Ninjago, I'm just going to give you a quick recap. The there are 5 ninja who have to protect the land of Ninjago. Over time, they got a 6th ninja, and they battle enemies throughout the time. These ninja don't seem to know how to stop little situations from reaching near catastrophic, because every season Ninjago is about to be destroyed or taken over in some shape or form, but they always solve it in the end. The show has, as of now, 13 seasons, with the 14th and 15th one already in production. So now that you know, let's get into it. So you're probably wondering, why would you pick Season 7 of all seasons? Well, that comes to about the year and the time in Season 7 came out. I already wrote down everything here, so I'm going to go up throughout the points I have for what I'm going to do. I don't know how to segue into it properly, so I'm just going to give it the best way I can. Let's start with the creators. We have Kevin and Dan Hageman, also known as the Hageman brothers, and Tommy Andreas. These 3 people are the ones who created Ninjago from the beginning. Now, as of now, Kevin and Dan left Ninjago to go pursue other projects, which is fine. You know, you're allowed to go do what you want. And they left after Season 7 was made, and they kind of left Tommy Andreas to lead Ninjago all on his own. And so oh, by the way, I did write here I originally wanted to live stream my views on the seasons, which is true. I was gonna live stream this video, but instead I decided to split into 2. The first part was the tier list, which I did a few days ago, and the second one is this video. So it's just when I see that point, it shows how old the script is. But yeah, but I do want to, but they did also leave for Season 7. So again, these 3 guys were the guys who made Ninjago, and they wrote almost every season. The only difference is the Hageman brothers did not write Season 7, reason being they went to go work on the movie and other projects during that time, leaving Tommy and Andreas to write Season 7. They did, however, come back to write Seasons 8, 9, and 10 before leaving the show for good, and they left Tommy and Andreas to lead the show on his own. So what do I think about Season 7 personally? Personally, I think it's a gas effect season. For those who don't know what a gas effect season, it's essentially like where you have a season and a string of movies, right? And it's where you have a show and a string of seasons, right? And out of all these seasons, it's clear that one of these seasons isn't like the other. And you can easily pick out this season as being the worst season or being the most different season. Why? Well, maybe the writers left the show or things like that, and we don't know. And you know, and maybe that's why the season suffered. Maybe it was due to bad timing or poor advertisement, or maybe firing of staff, and these staff were actually the people who helped write the show better. All in all, a lot of things could go into making a gas effect season a gas effect season. And you might be wondering, hey Phoenix, didn't you do another video where you talked about how Season 11 was the worst season of Ninjago? And I do start by that point. Season 11 is the worst season of Ninjago. However, that's not a gas effect season. Season 7 is a gas effect season for a number of reasons. 1, the writers left. Yes, I do know that the Hageman brothers also did leave before Season 11 came out, but they also left before Season 11 was in production, I'm pretty sure. Like, that was Like season 11 was made by a completely different studio and such, so it doesn't count. Whereas for season 7, the Hagerman brothers obviously had to play a part in it, so that's one reason why I count it. Another reason why I consider season 7 to be a gas effect season is because, well, we're talking about it, aren't we? And so, why do I consider season 7 to be a gas effect season? With the first point, the writing, which in my opinion is the biggest flaw of this season. Why? I already talked about the Hagerman brothers leaving season 7. I said they left the show to go write for the Ninjago movie, which came out around the same time, and they also want to go pursue other projects before coming back to do 8, 9, and 10, and then leaving again. So obviously when they left the show to go do other projects, season 7 was kind of left with who's gonna write the show. And so obviously they left it to the other creator, Tommy Andreas. And the problem is, Tommy Andreas is a cool guy. He's very down to earth. He likes talking to the fans personally. He has done countless interviews with the casts. The problem is, he is not the best writer. He's a good writer, just not the best writer. And it's clear, as you can see. Because if you watch the show from like season 3, 4, 5, and 6, the writing is top-notch and spectacular. When you watch season 7, there's definitely something missing. You can tell there is something not quite clicking here. Like it's not hitting the mark like it usually does with the former seasons. I said I loved season 6 to death. And when I heard season 7 was coming out with this whole time concept, I was hyped for it. But I could definitely tell there was something not right with this season. And I think a lot of people agreed with me on that as well. Leaving Tommy Andreas to write season 7 all on his own, obviously he didn't write it on his own, but leaving him to be like the head honcho of writing on his own definitely did have an effect on this season. And I felt like there were only, out of the 10 episodes of that season, I felt only 3 were good. The first episode was really awesome. I really loved the action and such. I loved episode 6, The Attack. That was an all-action episode, and if you know me, I'm all for all action. And I loved the last episode because they actually time traveled. All 3 of those episodes have something unique about them. The first episode introduced us to what this season is going to be. The sixth episode was an all-action episode. And the 10th episode was, well, it's a finale, so obviously it's got to be big. I also did like some of the writing here and there. For example, Dareth. Dareth is a character who I'm not fully in love with in the show. I do feel like he had his moments, like in season 9, he definitely had a lot of moments, but I never realized how funny he could be in season 7. In honesty, I understand there are people who hate Dareth, but season 7 to me is what Dareth really was, or at least what he really represented as a character in that season. If there was like potential, if there was thoughts on who Dareth should be, that should be it, season 7. Like, people will be like, okay, this is not the guy we were aiming with in season 2, but now he's here in season 7. So I really liked his writing in season 7. He actually brought out a lot of laughs in me in that season. And so yeah, another thing I didn't like about season 7 was the animation. Again, look at season 5 and 6. Season 5 uses the animation properly, especially the colors, this green and gray colors to set the atmosphere, give it a bit of a spooky vibe because it's like a possession season. Season 6 is big and colorful and energetic, like you're joining the pirates in their sea shanty and such, and it's so fun. Season 6 is honestly really so fun. But when it comes to season 7, I really don't know. The animation just looks a bit drab and boring and bleak. It looks like they're kind of just whatever through this season. The action is top notch, I'm not gonna lie. The character movements are smooth, but like just some of the way they move sometimes, I don't know what it is about them. The overall atmosphere and the coloring and the wild textures, it just seems overdone, or at least it just seems, kind of plain. It's like season 5 and 6 are where you get like chocolate and strawberry ice cream, and then season 7 is like vanilla. It's not bad, it's just plain. And I guess that's, and I remember I watched this other YouTuber, he even compared the season 7 animation to the season 2 animation and how similar they look. Like season 7 really does look like season 2, and the guy even pointed out to say that season 7 kind of looks worse. I really don't know what happened with the budget. I'm assuming that the budget for season 7 did go to the movie, but season 7 did not look as good as its predecessors. And I'm guessing that's the case, because for those who don't know, in 2017, I'm gonna get to this in a bit, but for those who don't know, the movie did come out in 2017, and I'm guessing some of the budget they were saving for that season kind of went to the movie. I don't know. So again, I talked about how the Hagerman brothers came back for seasons 8, 9, and 10. And so on and so forth. The writing became better, and we had season 11 and onwards, which was made by other people. And those are my thoughts on the writing. The second point is the advertising and the missed concept. So again, let's talk about the advertising real quick. Because when it comes to the advertising of Ninjago, it's a bit weird. Let's start with 2013. I know we're going all the way back there. But in 2013, a Lego Ninjago movie was announced. And this was a year before the actual Lego movie came out. And so everyone was hyped. They were like, oh my goodness, we're getting a Lego Ninjago movie. We're getting a Lego Ninjago movie, and it's true. In February of 2017, we got before 2017. Let's talk about 2016. In 2016 was the original release date of the movie, which of course everyone was excited about. However, the movie had to get pushed back a year. It was originally meant to come out in September of 2016. However, that was not the case, because in 2016. And so the movie at least wasn't complete from what I could gather, and so they had to push it back a year just so they could fix up those little things. And therefore in 2016 they placed two things in that year. One, they placed a short film of Master Wu fighting a chicken, and the second thing they did was release the animated movie Storks, which personally I liked, but that's neither here nor there. So 2016 was already covered with Master Wu fighting the chicken, the short film, and Storks. What else was in 2016, you might ask? Well, for the Ninjago TV show, they put in Day of the Departed. Day of the Departed was originally meant to release the movie, and you could tell they were really rushing through it. Day of the Departed is like its whole own story, which I will get into another day because that is just way too complicated for me. But long and short of it, Day of the Departed was meant to be a full 10-season episode. However, because the movie was pushed back a year, they had to change the design for Day of the Departed. So instead of making it 10 episodes long, they only made it 2 episodes long and then mashed those 2 episodes into 1 episode. So that was originally what we were going to have for season 7. It was going to be called Way of the Departed, but again, that was the whole story. I would have, if you guys are interested, leave a like, leave a comment on the video. I will talk about Day of the Departed one of these days, because that is like its whole other story. Regardless, Day of the Departed was rushed in, and it had to fill that slot in for 2016 so that we could get something to tide us over for the movie. 2017 came in, we got the trailers for the movie, everyone was excited, and the movie came out after the release of season 7 in September 2017. So you're probably wondering, okay, what does this have to do with things? Well, here's the thing. Again, I already talked about how the movie might have taken some of season 7's budget, but again, neither here nor there. And another thing with the movie is that I feel when it came to advertising, a lot of effort was being pushed on the movie that season 7 didn't get as much as it should have. And because there was so many people focusing on the movie, season 7 didn't get all they needed. So personally, that's what I think. And there's definitely more I could have said, but I can't remember it. So yeah. So let's talk about more on the advertising, about how this season promised a time traveling season, but in the end, we only time traveled once, which is what annoyed me, because according to the trailers of season 7, we're gonna be fighting the Time Twins, who are the masters of time, and they could time travel and all that nonsense, right? The problem is, we don't time travel, not even once. Well, we only do it once, and that's in the last episode. For the whole 9 episodes, we don't time travel at all. We only time travel in the very last episode. Now, I'm just a simple man trying to make his way through the galaxy, but if you're going to promise me a time travel season, I'm expecting a time travel season. I mean, time traveling ninjas, how much better can you get from that? The problem is, they somehow managed to muck it up. Again, I kind of blame this on the writing. I really talked about it, but yeah, this was a very missed concept that a lot of fans were not happy with, and another reason why season 7 failed. And another point I wrote here is it should have been a build-up season, and the original season 8 was supposed to be a time-traveling season. There is a video I saved here, which I will show you guys in a minute, but that is what I agree. If anything, it felt like season 7 was a build-up season, that the first 9 episodes were going to be about how they time travel. Episode 10 is where they finally time travel, and season 8 was going to be a time travel season, where the ninja were going to go through time looking for Wu and the Time Twins. That was at least the original plan. It didn't happen because season 8. And I'll get on to season 8 in a minute. So, season 8 was obviously supposed to build up season 9, which is true, because the actual season 8 we got did build up season 9. Season 8 was Sons of Garmadon, and season 9 was Hunted. So, apparently, the original plan before the movie was that we were going to get season 7, which was going to be called Way of the Departed. Season 8 was going to be on the Time Twins, and season 9 was going to be the season 8 we were supposed to get, where the ninja go to look for Wu and the Time Twins. That was the season 9 we were supposed to get. And then, if anything, season 10 was going to be like the wrap-up season. Obviously, these were just ideas being thrown about, and the original series ending was going to be with season 7. Not fully sure on that. I don't understand how that would have worked, but apparently that is official because Tommy Andreas did say it. Though I like to keep it in my head canon that they were originally going to end the series with season 9 at least. because that would have tied into season 8. And again, it's a whole mess. And that leads me to stage 3, the complicated stage of Ninjago, and how season 7 and 8 changed everything. Here we go, the meat of our story. So, the show was originally meant to end with season 7. As I said, Tommy Andreas did send a tweet saying that season 7 was going to be the last season of Ninjago. I don't understand how that would have been, because they did have a plan for season 8 and 9, and that was going to be cold season. So, long and short of the story, let me try and give it to you in the most speedrunning way possible. Hit me with that Speed Hunter music. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Alright, here we go. So, season 7 was going to be the original end of Ninjago. But let's pretend it wasn't the end of Ninjago. So season 7 was going to be the Time Twin season. Season 8 would have been the follow-up to that, where season 8 would have been the time traveling season. And they get Wu back at the end. Season 9 would have been the wrap-up season, meaning that season 9 would have most likely been cold season. If not the case, then they would have gone back to the original plan. Season 7 would have been Way of the Departed. That would have been cold season. And instead of it being a 2-episode special, it would have been a 10-episode season. Season 8 would have been Time Twins. Season 9 would have been the follow-up to the Time Twins. And season 10 would have been the wrap-up season. So as you can see, there were 3 plans to this. However, Tommy Andreas did say that it was originally season 7 that was going to end the show. I really don't know how they would have done it, considering they would have rushed everything. And I'm rushing everything right now. You probably don't even know what I'm saying. Please turn on the captions, because I don't even know what I'm saying. Okay. So, you're probably wondering, if they had 3 plans for how the show was gonna go, how did they fix this? Well, it was less of how they fixed this and more of a temporary solution. And this temporary solution was the movie. Because as I said, the movie came out after the release of season 7. And obviously, audiences who watched the movie would have gone to see the show. Or at least that's what the execs thought. The execs thought that the movie was gonna be so good, the audience who watched the movie would have come to see the show. Which worked for some people. Here's the problem though. The movie wasn't that good. Don't get me wrong, I am a die-hard Ninjago fan, but even I can admit that the movie was a bit weak. And therefore, if I, a Ninjago fan, finds that the Ninjago movie was a bit weak, how do non-fans of the show find the movie? That's the problem. And so, because not a lot of people were interested in the movie, not a lot of people were interested in the show. However, the damage had been done from a production standpoint. Reason being, the ninja had changed outfits. And even they bring it up, I even brought it up in here. Because season 8 changed everything. The designs of the ninja changed. Their powers were changed. Basically, the law of the show was changed. And season 8 kind of acted like season 1, where it pretended nothing happened before it. Not that there's anything wrong with that. You are allowed to have a soft reboot for your show. But the fact that you did a soft reboot for your show before receiving audience reactions kind of shows that the execs were being a bit, cocky. They weren't sure. They didn't take any precautions to avoid this. And they changed everything about the show that the Ninjago fans loved. That they changed everything. And here's my problem. I said this in my rant for season 11 as well. But the execs changed everything for the newcomers that they forgot about the old comers. Don't get me wrong, I love season 9 as much as the next person, but if you change everything the show has revolved around in for the newcomers, so that you can accept the new audience, who mind you wasn't a very big audience, over your old fans who have been there for a long time and are a bigger community than your new audience, then you're gonna have problems. Don't forget, the new fans have been here for a while. They are a big community. Why do you think this show got a movie? And if you're going to sacrifice all of that for the newcomers, we are going to run into some problems. And it's true, it did backfire in their faces. No one liked the ninja designs for season 8. And to a lot of people, season 8 was a step in the wrong direction. Though from what I've seen, to a lot of people, Ninjago season 8 is a step in the right direction. So I'm not allowed to say anything. And then we come into how season 8 brought so much stuff, like the time travel, the powers, the time twins, Ray and Maya, all were forgotten. So here, and that's another problem I have with season 7. Again, this isn't so much season 7's fault as it is the movie and season 8's fault, but it is still someone's fault, because if you ask me, it's still a very big problem. The big problem being, because, sorry, it took so long. Okay. The big problem being that season 7 left a huge plot hole, and that plot hole is the cliffhanger. How do you forget to address the cliffhanger? And what's even more annoying is that we're in season 13 and the events of season 7 haven't been addressed once. I remember in season 11 and 12 they referenced former villains like Garmadon, Pythor, all that, but never once have the Time Twins been mentioned. There is rumor of them popping up in season 14 and 15, but come on guys, come on. Do you really think they will come back for season 14 and 15? Look at my naked head. Look at my naked head. Do you really think? And so, that's the problem. Season 8 was supposed to be a brother season to season 9, as said before, and it would have been the unconfirmed conclusion to the series. So, as from what we know, is that season 8 was supposed to be a brother season to season 7, which I mentioned. This is starting to be less than how a season 7 video failed. This is being less on how a video essay of how season 7 failed, and more a video essay on how season 8 failed. But again, they are brother seasons. I'm talking about them both because they both changed the show. And so it's talking about how season 9 would have been the unconfirmed conclusion to the series, which is true. Season 9 would have been the unconfirmed conclusion, and how we would have seen, assuming that Tommy and Jess did not go with the season 7 plan. Continue over here to my point 4. This is where I want to talk about a YouTuber's video. So let's go on that real quick. Before we go into that YouTuber's video though, let's talk about some nitpicks, because it's not a YouTube video with some nitpicks. It's not a toxic video without some nitpicks. It's not being a horrible person with some nitpicks. How can I be a person on the internet without nitpicking every single thing I've seen? So let's talk about season 7, shall we? The ninja were at the height of their power, then they lost it. Thanks season 8. My expectations were subverted, which I'm both fine with and angry with. There's a difference between subverting expectations and completely driving the story up the cliff, you writers. Again, I don't think I could write a better Ninjago season, though I do think I could write a pretty damn good one. Go check out my story on Wattpad. And for those who can't hear my whisper, go check out my story on Wattpad. Then we have too many plot holes open after season 7. I already talked about the cliffhanger, and I already talked about how they ignored it. You really need to get back on track with that. And the full and half masks. Okay, this is more of a personal issue with me, but who else thinks that the ninja should have half masks all the time? No one else, just me. Okay, fine, because I don't like their full masks. Their full masks, when you get their set, you don't have the hairpiece. I would rather we get the ninjas with half masks and their hairpiece. It's a win-win for everyone. Personally, that's just me, but I prefer half masks. Which is why the suits from season 3 and 4 are honestly my favorite from the series, and why the season 14 suits look dope. But that's neither here or there, again. But let's talk about the YouTuber's video now. Alright, so this video came from Tana Fishies, which I will leave a link to his video in the description, though it's like 3 years old, so I don't even know if he wants to hear himself be cringy, but hey man, I'm just giving it to you, okay? I'm sending fans your way. So, I'm reacting to Tana's video on his prediction of Season 8 and how the results turned out. Let's look at that first, before we look at the notes of the creators. So again, this video was made way back in 2017 after the release of season 7 but before the release of season 8. In this video, Tana made the prediction that the main character would be Lloyd, which is true. Lloyd was the main character in season 8, so we will chuck. So good job, Ninjago characters. Again, a lot of these predictions were very, how do you say, like were very obvious to guess, but like some of them just were completely taken another way. For example, saving Master Wu, that is obviously something that happened. They rescued baby Wu from the Sons of Gamadon, something that indeed did happen. Samurai's ex-identity was revealed. It's Pixel. Yay! The Time Twins returned. This was the one thing that he got wrong, which I'm not even mad at him about, because the creators just want to give service to the average moviegoer over the long-time fans. A series is made for the hardcore fans. The movie is made for newcomers. Get it right, Ninjago writers. I'm so sorry. It's just, I'm feeling a bit salty after the movie, and I really feel like I should also do a video on Day of the Departed and the Ninjago movie, because those are stories on their own, but and yeah, I think those are his predictions. Nothing too exciting about them. Let's go back to his former video where he talks about the notes from the creators. Okay, these are notes that were supposed to be planned for season 8. I have no idea whether these were from the creators themselves, so I have no idea whether these notes were official, but I am going to pretend they're official for the sake of this video. I don't know, again, whether or not, again, do not take it as they're official. For the sake of this video, I will pretend they're official, but in reality, I do not know whether or not these came from the creators themselves, so please do not take everything I say seriously. But let's look at the notes that the creators left. So again, we have, like the previous 4 seasons, this season will contain 10 episodes. Okay, fair enough. 10 episodes for season 8, good. Lloyd will get a new voice actor. We already know that. We see it. As confirmed by Tommy Andreasen, who is a big fan, around a new character who is a big Ninjago fan around the age of 9 or 10 will be introduced to the season. So we were to get a new character for Ninjago. Never happened. According to Tommy and Jason, Cole will play a major role in season 8. Okay, hinted that he could be the focus ninja. Okay, Cole was not the main character of season 8. Though he did play a big role, he was nowhere close to being the main character. Various things will be revealed in this season. The first Ninjitsu Master's origins. That happened. Correct. Identity of the new Samurai X. Correct. Fates of Pixel. Same thing. The Ultra Dragon. That was released in a short film, so I don't know whether that counts. And how Zane inherited his ice element. True. So far so good. And I think this is where the notes end. Let me go back a bit. Here we go. For April Fool's Day, Tommy and Jason posted a status on Twitter with 3 events from season 8, 2 of which are real and 1 of which is fake. The 3 events stated that Cole would do a lot of singing, true. That there would be old recurring enemies, no they are not. The only villain that came back in 8 was Garmadon. The only villain. And that a new ninja would join the team. Ha! Oh boy. Oh, back when the good old days of being naked were fun. None of these events have been confirmed. Only one of them was confirmed in the actual season. How funny. It is expected that Chronix and Crex will return multiple times in season 8 after being lost in time. Ray and Maya also set to return. Lies, why the fudge you lying? Why you always lying? Why, oh my God, stop freaking lying, always lying to me. Hey, we're copywriting you now, oh man. Hey. The elemental powers of both Wu and Gamador will be explained in great capacity. Not in great capacity, though they were explained, so I'll give them credit on that. Cyrus, Bog, Dareth, Ronin, Misako will all continue to be vital characters, obviously. Skylar will also return. She did have a large role in season 9, so I will give them credit on that. And Tommy and Andreas address season 8 as the next level Ninjago, implying a major change in the series' tone or story, which is true. And then he stated that someone will die in season 8. No one died in 8! And much less, yes, someone did die in 9, but that's a villain character, not a main character. Come on, guys. And so you can see a lot of these were fake promises from the series, or at least, yeah, from the creators. I'm going to pretend these are from the creators because, again, Tommy and Jason does show up in a lot of these notes and such. So, again, we were promised a lot of things for season 8. And I don't know whether it was the execs doing this. I don't know whether it was the marketing. I don't know whether it was for the movie's release date. I don't know what. But we were promised a lot of things for season 8 and 9. And we just didn't get them, and mostly because of how season 7 set up the story. And I feel that a big reason as to why season 7 failed to deliver all this new stuff season 8 and 9 promised us is because of wrong timing. The season came out in a very complicated time for Ninjago, mostly because it came out after Day of the Departed, which, mind you, was supposed to be a full season, but they only made it a special. That's problem number 1. Number 2, it came out a few months before the movie, meaning not a lot of people were paying attention to it because everyone was paying attention to the movie. Number 3, a lot of things had to be sacrificed and changed from season 7 to season 8 so that new audiences could understand it more. Not really season 7's problem, more of the movie's problem, but again, bad timing. And so that's kind of what I would boil it down to. Before I give my final verdict on season 7, my last note question was, did season 8 fail? No. But it contributed to season 7's failure. Personally, I see season 8 as a really good season, really mature themes and all, but it really did hit season 7 hard. It's like season 8 had like all this rubbish it had to pick up, and then just decided to dump it back on 7 tenfold. That's kind of what happened. So 7 was hit with a truck. And if I were to boil it down to it, what I would say made season 7 fail is that A, the writing, that was the biggest flaw. B, the advertising and the timing. The advertising and timing go hand in hand, and season 7 came out at a bad time, and the advertising was more or less manipulative. 3 was the sacrificing of everything that season 7 built up for 8 kind of ruined. And again, let's go back on the writing. The creativeness, you could tell that the writers were being creatively drained because they sort of had to write a new situation for the ninja to get trapped in every now and again. And I can understand why they had to remove some of the ninjas' powers, why they had to dumb them down. But I guess that's just my opinion. So again, most of this isn't confirmed. This is just all the stuff I picked up over the years. So I guess at the end of the day, all I can say is that's just a theory, a film. Okay, I'm sorry, Matt Cut. I'm sorry. Please, don't sue me. Don't sue me. But all in all, that's really what I can say for season 7. That's why I think it failed and why I consider it to be a gas effect season. It's not the worst season of Ninjago. Mind you, it's not the worst. That title goes to season 8. I mean, not to season 8. That title goes to season 11. You're welcome. But it is the most disappointing season in my opinion. It really is, and it gets hurt a lot because of it. Bad timing, bad writing, creative bankruptcy, and just overall not a great way to end itself. So those are just my opinions and why I think the show didn't do as well as it did. What do you guys think? Leave your thoughts down in the comments below. Tell me, why do you think season 7 failed? Do you love season 7? And again, the show changed a lot because of season 7 and the movie. So what do you think? Do you think the show changed for the better, or do you think it changed for the worse? Again, I understand season 11 and its whole story is another thing, so you can just tell me about the Oni and Dragon trilogy. Do you think that was good? That was bad? Again, leave your thoughts down below. Before I go away, I would like to say that this video is sponsored by Zaytukia. I didn't mention it at the beginning of the video because I wanted to subvert your expectations. I'm the god of chaos. But it's true. This video is sponsored by Zaytum Care. I don't have their ad with me. God damn it! But it's a safety care thing that helps you protect your family and such. Well, not really protect your family, but it does care for your family. Considering we're living in these difficult times. Did you just say something in an ad that a lot of people hate? Yes, I did. Kill me now. What you say? But long short of the story is, Zaytum Care is this healthcare service that helps you take care of your family members, especially during this time when everyone's getting hurt by the Schmigoliga virus. When you're at the end of 2020, guys, we can make it. We can make it. But all in all, yes, that's the case. So Zaytum Care is here to take care of you and your family needs, and I'm gonna play their ad for you right now because I'm just a swell guy. And please tell them I sent you. They are being really finicky these days. You know how to be funny? Well, guys, that's going to do it for today. For those who don't know, 94% of my audience doesn't subscribe to my videos. So please, YouTube likes to do this thing where it unsubscribes you. So please go check up back on that. Make sure you're subscribed. If the button is red, make sure it's gray. You all wonderful. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, because YouTube likes to do this weird thing where it hates me and hides me. And of course, follow Zaytum Care. Without further ado, guys, I have been Captain Phoenix, and with that, I will see you in another universe.